Well, thank you, Emily, and howdy. How y'all doing? Good. This is the party crowd, and it's a pleasure to be with you here today. I do want to thank Emily for her introduction as well as for her leadership of the Texas Restaurant Association. Give it up for Emily. But I have a special point of gratitude to all of these small business owners who gather with us here today. The small business owners in Texas are the backbone of the Texas economy, and I applaud you for what you do every single day. So I'm proud to be with the entrepreneurs of the TRA and proud to look back on the history of the TRA. I saw what y'all may have discussed already, and that is the TRA is 85 years old, having begun at the state fairgrounds right here in Dallas, Texas. What that means is, candidly, y'all have been around longer than Fletcher's corny dogs at the Texas State Fair, and that is something to be able to say. But here's one of the key points I want to make, and that is it is businesses like yours that help make Texas the #1 economic destination in the United States of America. Let me give you these numbers. This past month showed that Texas created more jobs than any other state in the United States of America. Every month this year, Texas has set an all-time new job record. Ever since I was last elected, there was no state that's created more jobs than the great state of Texas. But most importantly, as we gather in Dallas here today, more Texans have a job than ever before in the history of our great state. And you all are a big reason for that, because more than 1.3 million of those jobs are at your businesses. So I applaud you for returning to work, going back to work, opening up your facilities to make sure that people will have these jobs. But listen, as good as the news already is, the best part of it is that the future looks even brighter. The reason for that is because the one thing that you all need to be able to succeed in your business, you need more customers. And Texas is adding more customers than any other state in the United States of America. One data point there is located right here in Dallas. The Dallas Federal Reserve sends out a monthly report. On that monthly report, they show the number of people who are moving to different states in the United States. For years now, for as long as I can remember, every single month, Texas has been ranked #1 as the #1 state that people are moving into. That means more customers are coming here who are going to be going to restaurants, going to bars, consuming the goods and services that you all provide. But it gets better than that, because in May of this year, for the first time ever, Texas became the #1 state in the United States for headquarters for Fortune 500 companies. And then last month, we even widened our lead in that regard, because some of you may have heard that last month, the big, massive company Caterpillar moved its headquarters right here in Dallas County to Irving, Texas. So our lead in being #1 for the home of more Fortune 500 companies has grown even more. And then on top of that, every year that I've been governor, Texas has been ranked the #1 state in America for the most economic development projects. Again, what that means, because these projects bring employers, because they expand business operations, because they add employees, it means that with every economic development project that we accomplish in the state of Texas, the restaurants and the bars and the members of TRA stand to financially benefit from that economic expansion. No state is experiencing the robust economic expansion as great as the great state of Texas. But listen, I realize that a lot of you all are small businesses, and I want to emphasize that small businesses are the economic juggernaut of our state. About 90% of all businesses are categorized as small businesses. And I'm proud to tell you that Texas ranks as the #1 state in America to start a small business. And we also rank as the #1 state in America for small business job growth, and #1 for jobs created by black business owners and Hispanic women business owners. The Texas economy provides an opportunity for everybody to be able to start a business, to grow a business, and to succeed business-wise in the great state of Texas. Now, I want to go back for a second and cover some ground and emphasize a couple of points about what Emily said. What Emily told you in the last part of her introduction was ways in which the governor's office works so closely with the Texas Restaurant Association. This relationship is so incredibly important, and it's something that we do all the time, but we did it on steroids during the time of COVID. The first thing that we did is we partnered with Texas restaurants to ensure that you would be able to stay open during the time of COVID, that you would be able to make sure that your employees had a job, that you would play a role in making sure that our communities were going to have the food they need. And so thank you for stepping up and staying open, opening your facilities, and providing the goods and services that Texans so desperately needed at that time. Also, among the other things that happened during the times of COVID, one that people loved the most was alcohol to go. And Texans loved it so much, and you all liked it, that we made it a permanent law. Now you can, whenever you order Tex-Mex to go, you can order a margarita to go with it. And we changed regulations. You know, in times of challenges, government needs to be flexible to meet the flexibility needs of our businesses. And that's exactly what we did by changing the regulations to allow restaurants to sell bulk items. It was a new opportunity that helped you, but importantly, it was a new opportunity that helped your customers. And so it's a win-win situation. And very importantly to your bottom line, we also work together to ensure that any PPP loans that you receive from the federal government did not count as revenue for the Texas franchise tax. And equally important is we work to ensure COVID liability protection. You know, as y'all were going through the process of opening back up, the last thing that you needed was some lawsuit that could put you out of business forever. And we protected you from those potentially frivolous lawsuits. Well, to continue the success that we are seeing in the state of Texas, we are keeping Texas economy booming. We do things like we work on fast tracking the regulatory process so that government moves at the speed of business. Let me give you one example that was very profoundly made by the CEO of this company a couple of weeks ago. And it was none other than Elon Musk and Tesla. Because what he was able to do during the time of COVID, he came to the state of Texas and he wanted to build that gigafactory. And it's a mile-long factory that he went through all the permitting process, all the construction process, and it took him only 18 months to build a mile-long factory and start having vehicles roll off of that factory floor. He was declaring a couple of weeks ago that if he were still doing that or trying to do that in California, he would not even be through with the permitting process during that 18-month time period. So Texas is able to move at a speed that no other state is able to keep up with. That helps businesses large and small, because we know that time is money when it comes to business. And we want to respect your time and help you earn money by fast-tracking the regulatory process. Another thing that I've heard from CEOs that are coming here, there's a lot of reasons why they're choosing Texas. One is because we do have a better regulatory environment. Another is because we have the best workforce in the United States of America. Another reason that I hear a lot is that they're moving here because we have no income tax in the state of Texas. And to be clear, we disdain the income tax so much, we passed a constitutional amendment making an income tax unconstitutional in the state of Texas. And when it comes to taxes, every session that I've been governor, we've cut your property taxes. But I make this point to emphasize this one thing. I know whether you're a business owner or otherwise a property owner, you feel the pinch of property taxes too much. You may have heard that Texas now has a record amount of monetary or dollar reserves in our coffers when we go into the next session. I'm here to tell you that you can expect a very large property tax cut coming out of this next legislative session. Bottom line is this, and that is that the member restaurants and bars of the TRA are the very heartbeat of our communities. And I know from the past that by us working together, we're going to keep Texas the best state to live, to work, and to raise a family in the United States of America. So thank you for what you all do. God bless you all, and God bless the great state of Texas.